Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start the program, so if you could kindly take your seat, please. For those of you who are still standing, may I please request all of you to kindly take your seat. We'd like to start the program. Thank you so much. Of all the planets, I am special. I am the Mother Earth. You people use my land, my air, water, and soil, but keep on filling it with litter and allowing it to spoil. I provide you with food and home to live, but you destroy the very nature I give. I give you all that I have unto my end, but now it's all in your hand to defend and to mend. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact in our hands to take care of our nature, our Mother Earth, and those who are not as privileged as we are. My name is Zunaid Rabbani, and I welcome you all to A Better Tomorrow CSR Awards, a joint initiative by the Daily Star and CSR Window. This initiative started in the month of June with a series of CSR dialogue across 8 divisions where policymakers, government representatives, eminent personalities, and corporate leaders took part. This evening, we celebrate the most impactful social initiatives from corporates and young changemakers who are creating better lives across Bangladesh. We are extremely happy to have the Honorable Planning Minister of Government of Bangladesh as the chief guest this evening. Sir, thank you so much for your presence. We are delighted to have Le Meridian as our hospitality partner. And thanks to all of you for your physical presence. It feels refreshing, rejuvenating to have a physical, one-on-one social interaction, not another online webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to see an audio visual on the journey of the CSR Award. Thank you so much. Now, we all know that a sense of responsibility does not drop out of the sky all of a sudden. You need to cultivate it. You need to nurture it, promote it. To evoke that feelings of responsibility and to recognize the work that is being done by you all, let us welcome Mr. Mahfuz Anam, editor and the publisher of the Daily Star, with a big round of applause.
When the moderator requests the house to give a warm applause, it means otherwise it would not have come. Thank you very much. It's a very, very unique occasion. It's my great pleasure to stand before you. Daily Star in the past did many similar events, but for the last 2 years, we have been, if you like, hibernating like all of you. COVID has destroyed, in a sense, our social life. It has taken away many of our talented, loved leaders, friends, social workers, artists. So it has been a very tragic period. So to gather again is a great moment. Regardless of the award ceremony, just to be together, to see friends, to be warmly wishing each other is such a heartwarming experience. Honorable Minister, Mr. Manan, a very favorite minister of many of us, and particularly mine. He's very accessible, friendly, open. You could take him as a friend, which is saying a lot from our side of the fence. Manan bhai, you don't know what it means. I again thank you all for being here tonight. Now, CSR, corporate social responsibility, is in a sense nothing new. But its relevance, its importance is something new. And why is it so new? Why is it new, and so why is it so relevant? The reason is the pandemic. Humanity has suffered many vicissitudes in the past. We have had the Spanish flu in the beginning of the 20th century, but in its viciousness, in its capacity to mutate on and on and on, in its reach, global reach, in its the way it has destroyed our social life, I think humanity has really not faced a crisis like this. Einstein, many of us may think of him as obviously he is the greatest scientist in the world, and many of his theories and comments are really beyond us to understand. But then there are many, many beautiful things he said which actually relates to all of us. And one of my favorite quotes from Einstein is that every crisis is an opportunity. And since COVID is, in my view, the greatest crisis we have faced in the 20th, definitely in the 21st century, it is the moment of great opportunity to reinvent, to regenerate, to rethink the way we have structured our lives. Now, the whole debate on climate change is telling us over and over and over and again that the way we have structured our civilization is not sustainable. The way we manufacture, the way we distribute, the way we build our cities, the way we use water, air, rivers, mountains, snow, has to change. And in this bigger world of change, we have a smaller world of the corporates, who, in my view, the corporate leaders of Bangladesh are showing their capacity to change, their capacity to rethink, their capacity to be involved, their capacity to link up with the people they serve they're showing new ways. Now, this is what we are here to celebrate. The way the corporates in Bangladesh, they may have many other issues, but today we are focusing on their rising to the occasion of the crisis and coming out to the best of their ability in meeting them. So before I go any further, I would really invite all of you to join me in a warm applause for all the corporates who have participated in this competition for their corporate social responsibility projects. Now, the award this evening is divided into 6 categories: education, health, environment, community engagement, and COVID response and financial inclusion. Now, obviously, as the subjects denote, the awards are concentrated on these areas, but except COVID response, which is multi-sectoral. The judgment here was how effectively, how quickly, how comprehensively the corporates responded to the COVID crisis. So that is a multi-sectoral award, but the others are concentrated on education, health, environment, community engagement, and financial inclusion. Now, these awards are to the institutions. We have, through the process of discovering these winners, we discovered another category that absolutely exhilarated us from within. And that is a group of young men and women who really responded to the call of humanity. So because of our exposure to them, we decided to create a separate award called the Young Humanitarian of the Year. These are individuals, not institutions, who have risen to the occasion. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, obviously we chose 5 of them, and we will tell their story to you tonight. Each of them touch your heart, ignite your mind, and energize your brain. These people, young patriots, they love their country, but more importantly, they love the people of this country. The human touch that each of them felt within instigated them to jump without and link up with the people and serve them. So we have a category of awards, 6 in all for the institutions, and we have 5 what we call young humanitarians. Because ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, it is our human values that will actually transform the society. It is with a great sense of, if you like, satisfaction that this journey of discovery took place. And in this process, we had a group of again, a talented young group called CSR Window, who actually, in a way, helped us to gather the facts from the ground, discover the heroes that we are going to award tonight, and actually brought together through a scientific process the award ceremony. I would like to call upon 2 of their leaders tonight. One, Mr. Ahsan Roni, the other, Mr. Shadma Shakib Onik. just to introduce them to you, these two extraordinary leaders of this absolutely exceptional organization called CSR Window. May I call on stage Mr. Asan Roni, Shadma, Sakib, and Onik? These are the two gentlemen who structured this whole organization and brought really to the forefront the heroes of this evening. I congratulate you and I thank you very much. Thank you. Please. As a newspaper, the Daily Star has always been involved with the good of the society. We have been involved with issues that generate freedom, issues that bring out the best of the human beings, issues of creativity, issues of freedom of speech, issues of rights, and issues of patriotism. We have, through awards, Bangladesh Business Award, the Unsung Women Nation Builders of Bangladesh Award, and many such other awards, we have constantly tried to bring the best of Bangladesh out into the front, give them national profile through awards and through our humble effort in the media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the story of Bangladesh. It has been a story of struggle. It has been a story of overcoming tremendous odds. It has been a story of absolutely relentless effort to move forward. We have had many ups and downs. We have had setbacks, both natural and man-made. But through it all, this nation of now 160 million, one of the most densest land in the world, with so much of natural and human challenges, we have come to be recognized as one of the models of development in the world. Now, I think, obviously, a lot of credit goes to the leadership, but far more credit goes to the people. Far more credit goes to the institutions, to the business community, to the academia, to the students, to our world of literatures, world of our musicians, world of our construction workers. We all know how hard our expatriate workers work in all over the world in some of the miserable conditions imaginable. And they save every penny they can and send it home, giving us a remittance which amounts to now about $35 billion. They earn and they send home. And we therefore move forward. The garments industry is a great story. Now the pharmaceuticals and many of the manufacturing industries, shipbuilding, pharmaceuticals I have mentioned. But what does it all mean? What does it all mean? It means, in my view, that if we love our country enough, if we work hard enough with ethics and commitment and love for this nation, and if we regenerate our thinking, if we learn from the best of the world, innovate, adopt, and we then can definitely succeed. You see, sometimes physical factors are, not sometimes, always, physical factors are very important. But sometimes we don't realize psychological factors are equally important. The belief that we can make it. It is incalculable. You can't monetize it. You can't put a value to it. But sometimes it is the most valuable treasure that you can have, belief. Now, after a lot of struggle, we have come to the state where we can now believe that we can do it. Let us all work to strengthen that belief. That intangible, incalculable, undefinable quality of confidence in yourself, in your society, and in your country is what we now need most. And I urge you all to contribute to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahfuz Anam. As a host, we try our best to be as articulate as possible, but you can never beat Mr. Mahfuz Anam. But then I can certainly follow, sir. When we talk about philanthropy and charity in Bengal, the name Rai Bahadur Ranodar Prasad Saha is etched and engraved forever. He founded Kumudini Welfare Trust back in 1947 that has been providing healthcare and education since then. The legacy lives on as his grandson, Rajiv Prasad Saha, with a fair business attitude and with philanthropy sitting at core, is continuing the services rendered by the trust. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I welcome the Chairman and Managing Director of Kumudini Welfare Trust of Bengal Limited, Mr. Rajiv Prasad Saha.
Honorable Minister, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply privileged this evening to say a few words on the topic, putting purpose before profit. I first would like to thank the Daily Star family for organizing such event, which encourages the new group of entrepreneurs to understand the value of business and what to do with their profit. I would like to say a few words about how Kumudini started, how Kumudini operates, and what is our motto. In 19th century, a young boy thought about women's empowerment, women's health, and education, which in 21st century is the main topic that we discuss about. In that time, thinking about women empowerment and health, education, in a remote village, a young boy born in the remote village of Bengal, is a great thing, and we are proud of it. He was indeed a visionary and determined the purpose of life, which is making profit through business ventures that he ran. But he knew more about how to spend the profit. The purpose was very clear to him. He said, helping people is not charity, it is my responsibility. A 7-year-old boy saw his mother, Kumudini, die without treatment, uncared. He then thought and promised himself that if I ever earn money, I will spend that money to make a hospital so that no mother dies without treatment. I'll make a school for the education of women and also empowerment. That is what he did. At the age of 16, he went to Kolkata as you may very well know, that at that time, Kolkata was the capital of British India. He did various jobs, waiting table, selling newspaper, and so on. He was a Viceroy Commission officer in the 49th Bengal Regiment. He came back from the war, was given a job in the British Indian Railway as a ticket collector, which he did not continue for long because he had a vision that he needs to earn money, he needs to earn profit to fulfill his dream. He then started coal business in a small way. Later stage, he became one of the biggest coal merchants, Bengali coal merchants in Bengal. He established, in 1934, he established a river transport company. He was one of the pioneers to start tannery business in Bengal. He went into power business, generated power for Kumilla and Mymensingh city, and so on. Soon after that, he started building Kumudini complex in Mirzapur, Shobha Sundari dispensary in the name of his grandmother, Bharateshwari homes in the name of his great-grandmother, Devendra College in Manikganj in the name of his father, Kumudini College in Tangail, Michael Madhusudan Datta College in Jasor, then so on. He donated money to Kolkata University, Chittaranjan Cancer Institute. The first maternity hospital in Dhaka cantonment was built and was donated by R.P. Shah. All this he did from his own hard-earned money and ensured that this welfare activities continues, for which he had his own businesses. He then built nursing institute. He then went into nursing trainings. The young widows in those days did not have any place to go. He got nursing tutors from England, and made sure that these girls are placed in society in proper manner. With the changes of time, we have included some patients' participation programs where now patients are paying as per their ability. We have gone into collaboration with partners who are having the same kind of work which matches with us. Now I come back about inauguration of Kumudini Hospital in 1944. The formal inauguration was done in 1944. Lord R.G. Casey, the then governor of Bengal, came all the way from Kolkata to Mirzapur. It took him 3 days to reach Mirzapur by boat. In his inaugural speech, he said that R.P. Shah not only built all this charitable work, but he ensured that this institutions run smoothly, he built business and made sure this profit goes fully to the business. In 1947, R.P. Shah formed Kumudini Welfare Trust, where he donated all his belongings, all his assets to the trust, which is still now as you see. Since the partition, before the partition, R.P. Shah decided to come back to his motherland. Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, the then Chief Minister of Bengal, was also a good friend of my grandfather and one of the directors of Kumudini Trust. said to him that the Muslims from this part of India are going to Pakistan, and the non-Muslims from Pakistan are coming to India. Why do you think of going back to Pakistan again? He said, no, that is my motherland. I belong to that place and I have to go back. And that is what he did. We, in Kumudini, we try to follow his ideology, his belief. Yes, profit is of course needed to sustain and to give. But the objective has to be defined before what he did. That what do I do with the profit? The objective should be that this goes to the benefit of the people. Yes, of course we are there to enjoy the benefit as well. In one of the comments that Mr. Hussain Sohit Sarwardi, who was again a good friend of my grandfather and also one of the first members of Kumudini board, said that a poor man became millionaire, and this millionaire giving everything of his life to the people became poor again. But he remains alive in the heart of the people. If you look back, you see so many zamindars, maharajas who are there in Bengal. It is hardly to find any of them today. R.P. Shah, being a lot less wealthy than them, still remains in the heart of people because the objective was defined by him at the very early stage that no, it is the public work which will keep me alive, and that is what he is now. This year we are celebrating 90 years of Kumudini's journey. It has been a tough journey, a long, tough journey, as Mr. Mahbub Anam correctly said, that starting from 1947 till now, a lot of things happened in this subcontinent. We are all part of it. But yes, those who think for the country, for the nation, for the people, and for the world in all aspects, they live forever. So this is what I had to say a little bit about Kumudini. This evening, I would take the opportunity to invite you all to Kumudini, give us the opportunity to show you more what we do and support us. Thank you very much. First, I would lastly thank the editor of Daily Star to give me the opportunity to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you, R.P. Shah. It is now time for a musical performance. Can we invite Shondhi and his team, please?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
আজকে আমরা সন্ধ্যাবেলা গান গাইছি, তো আমাদের বেসিক ধারণা হচ্ছে আমরা খুবই কমন পরিচিত কিছু গান গাইবো, কিন্তু দেখা যাচ্ছে লেভেল 10-এ গান গাইতে আসলে দর্শকের থেকে সবাই গান গায় না। তো এইটা আশা করি আজকে মিথ্যা প্রমাণিত হবে এবং সবাই আমাদের সাথে গান গাইবে। জাস্ট 1 মিনিট লাগবে সাউন্ডটা দেখে নিচ্ছি। হ্যালো।
সেদিন আর কত দূরে,
সেদিন আর কত দূরে,
যখন প্রাণের সৌরভে
সবার গৌরবে
ভরে রবে এদেশ ধন ধান্যে শিক্ষায় জ্ঞানে মান্যে, এদেশ ধন ধান্যে শিক্ষায় জ্ঞানে মান্যে,
এই দেশ ধন ধান্যে শিক্ষায় জ্ঞানে মানে রবে।
এদেশ ধন ধান্যে শিক্ষায় জ্ঞানে মান্যে, এদেশ ধন ধান্যে শিক্ষায় জ্ঞানে মান্যে,
আনন্দের এই
গানে গানে সুরে সেদিন আর কত দূরে, সেদিন আর কত দূরে, সেদিন আর কত দূরে।
আসলে আজকে আমাদের পারফরমেন্সটা আমরা এভাবে সাজিয়েছিলাম যে প্রথমে বঙ্গভঙ্গ হয়, তারপরে 52 আসে, তারপরে আসে 69-এর গণ অভ্যুত্থান।
আমার প্রতিবাদের ভাষা, আমার প্রতিরোধের
1971 শুরু হয় যুদ্ধ। বাংলার প্রতি ঘর ভরে দিতে চাই মোরা অন্নে, আমাদের রক্ত টগবগ দুলছে মুক্তির দীপ্ত তারুণ্যে। বাংলার প্রতি ঘর ভরে দিতে চাই মোরা অন্নে, আমাদের রক্ত টগবগ দুলছে মুক্তির দীপ্ত তারুণ্যে। নেই ভয়, ক্ষয় হোক রক্তের প্রচ্ছদ পথ, তবু করি না করি না করি না ভয়। জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়, জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়, জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়, জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়। স্বাধীনতা আমরা পেয়েছি, কিন্তু খুব সহজে না। আমরা অনেককে হারিয়েছি, অনেক জীবন চলে গেছে।
আমি গাইব গাইব বিজয়ের গান, ওরা আসবে চুপি চুপি, যারা এই দেশটাকে ভালোবেসে গেছে কটা জানালা খুলে দাও না।
কিন্তু আমরা কিন্তু এত কষ্ট নিয়ে যুদ্ধ করে দেশ স্বাধীন করেও আমরা এগিয়ে যাচ্ছি, এবং আমাদের দেশ আস্তে আস্তে সামনে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে। তালি চাই, 2, 3।
আরে উড়ালি বিড়ালি বাওয়ের নাওয়ের বাদাম নরে,
আরেকটা মাছ ধরি। থ্যাংক ইউ। লাস্ট একটা গান গাইছি, আমি চাইবো আমরা সবাই মিলে গাই। এখানে সবাই গান গাইছি এবং শুনছে, আশা করি আমরা সবাই মিলে গানটা গাইবো এবং সবাই গানটা পারি। ডিএল রয়ের গান।
এমন দেশটি কোথাও খুঁজে পাবে না গো তুমি,
সকল দেশের রানী সেজে আমার জন্মভূমি।
সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি। আমার মাঝে আছে দেশের
ইউ সবাইকে আমাদের সাথে গাওয়ার জন্য। আমরা হয়তো মুক্তিযুদ্ধ দেখিনি, কিন্তু আমরা বাংলাদেশটাকে নিজেদের মনে প্রাণে ধরে রাখি এবং যতটা পারি নিজেদের মন থেকে ভালোবাসার চেষ্টা করি আমাদের গান দিয়ে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thanks to Shonti and the team for such a moving and uplifting musical experience. To what extent a corporate would act on their social responsibility, it depends on the leadership. And this is where I give a special kudos to companies operating in Bangladesh. Because truth be told, in the developed nations, especially in the Western world, there's a pressure from the consumer on the corporates to act socially responsible. However, that level of awareness is missing in developing nations or in this part of the world. Yet, a number of companies operating in Bangladesh go an extra length to fulfill their commitment towards society, their employees, and their stakeholders. And this level of commitment is not possible without a strong leader. And one such person is Shahzad Munim, Managing Director of BAT Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I welcome Mr. Shahzad Munim up on the stage, please.
Good evening, everyone. And special mention to my favorite minister, Mannan sir, and also to Mahfouz Bhai. Thank you for actually giving me this opportunity to speak here today. What I bring today is the practitioner's perspective. So BAT has been one of the leading companies in doing CSR in Bangladesh, one of the pioneers. I've been working for 25 years for this group, and the oldest CSR program is even longer than that. It's been 40 years since we've been doing CSR. So what I'll do is today just share a few of our learnings, what we've learned, what works, and also to talk about as we start to graduate towards a middle income and have the aspiration towards a developed nation, what needs to change in this sphere. My message to all of you is CSR could be a nice thing to do so far, but what I would present to you is it will not be just a nice thing to do. It will become a competitive edge for us to compete in the global scale. So in BAT, when I joined, there was 3 large CSR initiatives. One is called Bonayon, which is about afforestation, which is the oldest, 40 years old. We started in 80s. There was another one called Probaho, which is about water purification. We stumbled across some problems and we tried to address those. And the latest one was Dipto, which is the solar solution. So interesting learnings on all 3 of these. First of all, we tried to harness our finite resource into 3 causes so that we actually create the depth and the breadth on these initiatives and make it long lasting so that 40 years of sustaining something is not a mean feat. But what we will learn on Bonayon as personal favorites. So if you go around the country, you will see quite a few of our projects that we take a lot of pride in talking about. And different parts of the country. But when you're planting trees, you need land. You can't have all the land. You have to reach out and actually work with people who have the land. Who's got the biggest amount of land in this country? The government. Obviously, we reached out and worked with the government, and you can see that in many places we actually have done pretty decent job and got a lot of recognition. And the highest of the recognitions that country can give, 5 times we have won the Prime Minister's Award, and very proud of it. But most importantly, what made us the most proudest is not that award, is when we had the biggest deforestation challenge that happened when the Rohingyas came. You can see in 2018, that's how barren that place looked. This is Kutupalong, the Rohingya camp. And we started working with the government, with the NGOs, anybody who was associated in working in that place. And in only 2 years, we could give a green tint to that landscape. And that's what you start to feel the biggest pride of the work that you do. It's not the individual awards, it's the result on the cause that you're working for. And we were very, very proud to see that. And what I would say is that I have seen today brilliant, brilliant work going on. And if we could join hands, then we can make it even more greener. There are a few projects who are working on afforestation. We need to work together. That's a very, very big message that we have learned. Second was Probaho. We found in our farming areas arsenic problems. So the tube wells which were red colored, that you cannot use them. So we tried to find solutions, and we worked with the real service providers who actually know how to treat water. We don't know that. So we actually worked with them, and in our farming communities tried to provide the solutions. First of all, I think we had 20-30 plants which was servicing the need of that area. And the arsenic problem starts to go away. But then we started finding salinity is another issue. And we started to work with the government as well. And what we take a lot of pride now is people want and come and tell us that can we have a Probaho plant in our areas. And we gladly try to do so, utilize our resource in the right areas. Third one is the Deepto. I mentioned the solar energy one. We try to work on the off-grid areas where electricity is not going to come. We looked after a few thousand of families. We worked on villages, saw the magical result of having electricity in a place which doesn't have electricity. Women empowerment. The women are working at night, the kids are studying, people are charging their phone. But what I'm very glad to report to you all, that our Deepto is becoming redundant today. Because our government has actually taken the right steps to ensure there is electricity everywhere. Those villages which we were very happy to light up at night don't need our solar panels anymore. It's such a big pride that we take that thank you very much. We tried. Thank you. We made the difference when it mattered. Let's move our resources somewhere else. Now, this is great. So we are doing CSR. Quite a few of us are doing CSR. Very happy. Look at the wonderful display, and thanks to Daily Star for actually having this event so that we get to know about each other and have the opportunity to connect the dots and actually make bigger things. But the world around us is changing very, very fast, guys. It's time already that people are moving in the developing world from CSR into a thing called ESG. Environmental, societal, and governance. These are the 3 focus areas. My colleagues sitting over there with me, all the multinationals, Javed Akhtar and Nasir Azaz Bijoy Bhai, we were just talking. This is very much alive in the multinationals domain. It's coming. Rupali Appa is smiling, I can see. What I'm going to do now is slowly, very quickly, just share a few things. And that is the challenge that is coming towards us, that we all need to embrace and actually work on. Next week, I think, is it? The COP26 is happening, and the world leaders will be talking about climate. the carbon footprint of all that we do becomes very, very important. We cannot hide away from it anymore. We have to stand up and actually act on those things. This will become not a nice to do things anymore. If you want to perform at the global stage, if we want to become and remain as a global source where people would do foreign direct investment and take our services and actually we want to export to others, this will become a must-have. If you do not address these three things that have come to my mind, there are plenty. Okay, carbon neutrality, zero waste to landfill, and eliminating that single-use plastic. Easy to say. These targets are going to come. Remember when we had Rana Plaza issue on the garments industry? Well, we took massive action. We've done Accord and Alliance. We've improved our position. 150 odd greenest factory in the world is in Bangladesh now. But still people talk about Rana Plaza. Those things we cannot afford to have. We need to work on these chapters. Now, if single organization cannot achieve these objectives, we need a combined effort with the government, with all of us together, because we cannot alone achieve this. One of the single thing would be clean energy. Where do you get it from? And how we would get it from, and what percentage we would get. We need to work together, help actually formulate the right policies. And I'm so glad that Mannan sir, you are here today and we are talking about this thing. If we take action today, we can make the difference in the coming years. And we can, guys. Remember the baby taxis, which used to serve us pretty well? We don't see those anymore. We call them CNGs now. We could actually solve that problem. Polythene bags, the government took an action. It's no longer there. We are happy using paper bags. But these changes needs to be supported through the right policies, the intervention, enforcements. It's a carrot and stick approach. It's both required. Otherwise, we will not move on. Rajshahi city is a city that I read about who fought air pollution and won. When we see great work, let us go forward and actually work on that cause and make it even a better example and make Rajshahi an example for the world so that people start to recognize these initiatives. I personally went and met the mayor, amazing individual, great ideologies. And I'm so glad that I started working with him a little bit, and I made him a promise that I will bring others. And I humbly request you all, go to Rajshahi, let's make a big difference in that one city and replicate that in all our big cities. The learnings that we create in one place, we can replicate easily. SDGs, these are big targets. Are we achieving same success in all of them? Report card says no. We are making good progress, very good, but we are lagging in some. Look at all the initiatives that we are doing. Can we coordinate ourselves and use our finite resources in the right areas? Let's not double hat, in Bangla we say tele matha tel dawa. So in one area we are making progress, let's not have 5 projects on it. Let's focus our projects on the areas where we are lagging behind. And we can all work with the Prime Minister's office on this. Zunaida madam would definitely be happy to help us coordinate and actually make the right difference. Governance, a big area. Okay, we get all the awards. Very happy with few of the institutions who actually host these events, and Mannan sir is usually the guest, chief guest, to give us those awards. Very happy and proud. But my point is, this needs to become a competitive advantage. Somebody who is transparent, discloses their entire thing, and follows the rules need to have an edge over the others who are not following. If you don't recognize good work, only a few awards makes us feel good, but it needs to be competitively better. So if I am compliant, I should have a better edge over the people who are not compliant. If we don't put the pressure on, this will never improve. Boilers are becoming a challenge. Remember, a few places we have a problem. We actually have the E-Valley story. Quite a few of these niggling things that we need to clamp down on and focus on governance. So before I close, I would like to make an urge to everyone that let us try to bring forward ESG as the new initiative and graduate from CSR into ESG and start working with the right authorities so that we make a difference and prepare ourselves for the next 5 to 10 years. Because I can assure you, those compliance challenges are coming. Thank you very much.
Sorry to intrude, but I overheard that in this room there are 3 classmates of St. Joseph's School. And they're all now iconic leaders of the corporate world. I think it's a very fantastic coincidence. So can I ask them to come on the stage and take a look? This is also a new Bangladesh. I mean, look at them. Shehzad Munim, Vijay heading HSB Standard Chartered Bank. Wonderful. Please.
One small correction, I'm much older than them.
But they're all from St. Joseph's. The school had some magic about it. I mean, this is fantastic. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Shehzad says it talks about institutions.
I'm nowhere close to where these 3 gentlemen are, but I'm also from St. Joseph. And some of the other gentlemen are here too. No, I think it goes back to what Shehzad Munim was saying about creating institutions, culturing and cultivating the practice of philanthropy, charity, at heart, at home, and everywhere else. And again, sorry, I don't mean to sound biased, but I know for a fact that the son of the planning minister also is a Josephite, and is and sorry, no offense to others, it just came about it very casually. But then it is true. It is certainly great to see companies as big as BAT Bangladesh contributing to achieve the SDG goals aligned with the vision of the government. It is now time to recognize some young change makers who go out of their way to help others. Let's see an audio visual. To give out the awards, may I invite the chief guest, Muhammad Abdul Mannan, Member of the Parliament, Minister of Planning, People's Republic of Bangladesh, and Mahfuz Anam, Editor and Publisher of the Daily Star, to come on stage, please. The category is Young Humanitarian of the Year, and I'll be calling out their names in no particular order. So we have 5 awardees. We're not saying who's a winner. We're not distinguishing between them. They're all winners. So can we have a round of applause for Omiyo Prapon Chakraborty Orko from Dhrubotara Youth Development Foundation. Kindly, wonderful. If you could kindly wait here, yes, we're going to take a group photo. So all the winners, if you could wait after you're done with the receiving of the crest, that would be wonderful. Can we have a round of applause for Ahmed Imtiaz Jami from Obhijatrik Foundation? Ahmed Imtiaz Jami, are you here? Rush to the stage, please. Thank you. Wonderful. Again, please put your hands together for Ishrat Karim Eve from Amal Foundation. Doing spectacular work around mental health, can we have Tauhida Shiropa from Moner Bondhu up on stage, please? And last but not the least, under the Young Humanitarian of the Year category, we have Ratul Dev from GenLab. We would like to have a group photo with all 5 of you. If you could kindly stand. Sorry, we could be all in line. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our 5 winners under the Young Humanitarian of the Year category. We'd like to thank you for your noble, selfless, and consistent effort. We hope this would create a ripple effect and we'd have more people doing something similar. Thank you so much. Wonderful. May I request all of you to kindly take your seats. Sir, if all of you could kindly take... At this stage, we would like to hear from CSR Window. May I please invite Mr. Ahmed Rani to come on stage and address the audience, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ahmed Rani from CSR Window.
Thank you. I'm so honored, so privileged, so humbled, because my dream has come true today. It's been 3 years. I, along with my colleague, Mr. Shadman, fighting to bring you all together in such a venue. Apart from I am a co-founder of CSR Window. আমি যদি বাংলায় বলি যে আমি সবার আগে একজন গ্রাসরুট সোশ্যাল ওয়ার্কার। আমি 12 বছর ধরে সোশ্যাল একদম প্রান্তিক পর্যায়ে সোশ্যাল ওয়ার্ক করছি এবং সেখান থেকে আমাদের মনে হয়েছে যে কর্পোরেটদের সাথে কর্পোরেটটা অনেক বড় একটা চেঞ্জ আনতে পারে এবং এই যে প্রান্তিক পর্যায়ে ভালো ভালো কাজগুলো হচ্ছে সেই ভালো ভালো কাজগুলোকে যদি কর্পোরেটদের কাছে পৌঁছানো যায় তাদের সিএসআর প্র্যাকটিসগুলোকে অনেক ভালোভাবে কাজে লাগিয়ে ছোট ছোট করে সমাজের উন্নয়ন করা সম্ভব। সেই জায়গা থেকে 2018 সাল থেকে সিএসআর উইন্ডো কাজ করছে কর্পোরেটদের সাথে নন প্রফিটসদের একটা ব্রিজিং তৈরি জায়গাতে এবং এর ধারাবাহিকতায় আমরা চেষ্টা করেছি একদিকে কর্পোরেটদের সাথে নন প্রফিটদের ব্রিজিং তৈরি করা, পাশাপাশি নন প্রফিটদেরকে প্রস্তুত করা, তাদেরকে গ্রুমিং করা, মেন্টরশিপ দেওয়া, তাদের ইনকিউবেশন করা, যাতে তারা বড় বড় কর্পোরেটদের যে কোয়ারিজগুলো আছে সেগুলো মিট করে তাদের সাথে কাজ করার সুযোগ তৈরি করতে নিজেদেরকে প্রস্তুত করতে পারে। এবং সাম্প্রতিক সময়গুলোতে সিএসআর উইন্ডো যেটি করেছে এই যে ডিভিশনাল ডায়ালগ এবং লেটস টক সিএসআর এই আয়োজনগুলো সম্পন্ন করবার মাধ্যমে কর্পোরেটদের মধ্যে একটা ইন্টারনাল একটা রিলেশনশিপ তৈরি করতে পেরেছে। তাদের মধ্যে কর্পোরেটরাও যে জয়েন্টলি একসাথে ছোট ছোট করে সবাই কন্ট্রিবিউট করে বড় বড় কাজে কন্ট্রিবিউট করতে পারে সেরকম একটি প্ল্যাটফর্ম তৈরির চেষ্টা করেছে। পাশাপাশি সিএসআর উইন্ডো বিশ্বাস করে যে কর্পোরেটরা তাদের সামাজিক উদ্যোগগুলোকে যত বেশি অ্যাম্প্লিফাই করতে পারবে, যত বেশি ছড়িয়ে দিতে পারবে, নিশ্চয়ই সরকার অনেক ভালো কাজ করছে, পাশাপাশি সরকারের উদ্যোগগুলোর পাশাপাশি কর্পোরেটদের এই সিএসআর বা সোশ্যাল রেসপন্সিবিলিটিগুলো একসাথে করে বাংলাদেশের জন্য একটি বড় পরিবর্তন আনতে পারে। তো সেই ভাবনাটি আজ সত্যি হচ্ছে। আই এম থ্রিলড এন্ড এক্সাইটেড যে এরকম একটি আয়োজনে ডেইলি স্টারের সাথে পার্টনারিং করতে পেরেছি এবং দ্য অনারেবল এডিটর স্যার আমাদেরকে সেই সুযোগটি দিয়েছেন। উই আর সো গ্রেটফুল টু হিম অ্যান্ড আপনারা যারা আজকে এসছেন আমাদের এই উদ্যোগকে যারা আজকে এই পর্যায়ে এনেছেন আপনাদের সবার প্রতি আন্তরিক কৃতজ্ঞতা এবং আমরা বিশ্বাস করি একটা সুন্দর আগামী স্বপ্ন নিয়ে আমরা এগিয়ে যাব। উই উইল গো অ্যাহেড উইথ আ বেটার টুমরো। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ।
Thank you, Ahmed Rani. The nature of CSR has evolved. It is now more than simply giving money to charity. It has become an integral part of how organizations run their business, their values and their culture, and creates positive impression among its employees, its customers, and its stakeholders. For the award, out of 150 plus applications, we've had 30 shortlisted initiatives, 5 from each category. An independent jury has selected a winner and an honorary mention from each category. The first category is education, and let's see who the nominees are. patient. We're going to give out the names a little later. The second category is community engagement. And the nominees are the third category is financial inclusion. And the nominees under financial inclusion are, let's have a look. The next category is a very special one. It is for companies responding to COVID-19. Let's have a look at the nominees under the category called COVID-19 response. The next category is healthcare. Let's have a look at the nominees under this category. The last category for this evening is environment. Can we have a look at the nominees under this category? Like I said, there will be an honorary mention and a winner for each category. But we're going to start off with the ones who have won the honorary mention. But before I do that, may I again invite Mr. Mahfuz Anam and Mr. Muhammad Abdul Mannan, MP and Minister of Planning of Government of Bangladesh to come on stage, please. The honorary mention under the first category, education, goes to Uchchash School from IPTC Finance Limited. May I invite Momin Bhai to come on stage and receive an acknowledgement for your initiative under the education category. I would request all the winners to kindly again wait at the stage so that we can all take a photo, group photo later on. The next category was community engagement, and the honorary mention is going for a campaign called Child Online Safety by Grameenphone Limited. Can we have anybody from Grameenphone Limited to come on stage, please? Under the financial inclusion category, the recipient of honorary mention is Marico Limited for their Shopno campaign. Can we have anybody from Marico up on the stage, please? The next category is COVID-19 response, and the recipient of honorary mention is Confidence Group for their food and nutrition support. The next category is healthcare, and the honorary mention is going to IDLC Finance Limited for their water ambulance. Do we have anybody from IDLC tonight? Unfortunately, I don't think we have anybody from IDLC tonight, but then we will pass it on to their representatives in due time. The next category is environment, and the recipient of honorary mention is Epilion Group for their Planet for Planet campaign. Can we have representatives from Epilion Group up in the stage, please? Wonderful. Can we have all the honorary mention recipients up in the in one line, please, so that we can take a group photo? So it's now time. It's time to award the winners under all these categories. And we would need your huge round of applause. At this point in time, everybody is a winner. It's about I think we all know that we don't do CSR for awards. But it's good to have acknowledgement so that it creates encouragement and it creates more other companies taking up similar initiatives and at the end benefiting Bangladesh people and at the same time for those who are in need. The first category is education, and the winner for Best CSR in Education goes to Dutch Bangla Bank Limited for their scholarship program. The second category is community engagement, and the winner, the best CSR initiative under this category called community engagement, goes to Nestle Bangladesh Limited for sustainable sourcing for farmers. The next category is financial inclusion, and the best CSR initiative under financial inclusion. The award goes to Banglalink Digital Communications Limited for their campaign called Empower Through Employment with Kormo. Next, the recipient for the best CSR for COVID-19 Response Award is Standard Chartered Bank. Two more categories left, two more awards left. The next category is healthcare. And the best CSR in healthcare goes to Prime Bank Limited for their Prime Bank Eye Hospital. All the relations are absolutely coincidental. We came to know that this gentleman is also a Josephite and he's also from Sylhet, from Sir's constituency. So all these relations are coincidental. Bangladesh is a small country in a way, in terms of our how densely we are, populated we are, and how populated my Facebook friends are. So, or Meta friends are, as they rebranded themselves. The last category is environment. The best CSR for their environment initiatives goes to BSRM Group of Companies for their livelihood program for conservation. Now we would like to take a photo with all the winners under all the 6 categories. And can I also request Mr. Shehzad Munim and Mr. RP Shaha to come on the stage. Mr. Shehzad Munim and Mr. RP Shaha, if you could also join our winners.
We don't want to miss out on the opportunity, so can we have all the winners, honorary award recipients and the young humanitarian award winners, all of you, if you could all come to the stage, we would like to take a group photo with all the winners. If all the winners of honorary recipients Young Humanitarian Award. We will have plenty of time for the photojournalist friends. If you could kindly be patient. If you could kindly be patient, we will have enough time, enough scope. Please bear with us as a stage. We are trying to accommodate everybody on the stage. Can we have a round of applause for all the winners, please?
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank Daily Star and the CSR Awards for the wonderful gathering and the timely completion of this program. And I would like to just bring a little notice for our Honorable Senior Most Minister for Planning, Mr. Mannan, who has always been positive for whatever problems we take him to. So I would just like to counter with the MD, CEO of BAT, Sajjad Munim Sahib, what he said, that we should be recognized and we should be given something extra for doing CSR activities. Unfortunately, I don't agree with him. What I would like to request Mr. Mannan, that people like who have done so much for the country, corporate sectors, I would just like Mr. Mannan to pass a message to the bureaucrats in our country that when people like BSRM or somebody who comes to the government departments, we should be encouraged, we should be supported, and that is the only thing that I would request Mr. Mannan to pass a message that we should be heard. Our letters should not be kept in the inbox in the ministries, and we should be called and told that no, this is not good, this is good, yes, go ahead. And that is what we want. And sorry, I'm taking
little bit of Mahfouz and Ansar's time. Thank you very much.
It is said time and again that youth are the change makers, but then young people need guardians, they need moral compass, they need people, they can call them lighthouse. And one such person is our chief guest. He's a veteran bureaucrat, politician, and diplomat, and very popular in his constituency and also among the civil society. His wisdom and integrity clearly reflect in his words and in his work. A true gentleman, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together as I welcome our honorable chief guest, Mohammad Abdul Mannan MP, State Minister for Planning of People's Republic of Government of Bangladesh, to come on stage and to address the audience.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a matter of great pleasure and, of course, honor for me this evening to be here among you and participate in an event which is itself a change-making event for this country. To my knowledge, this sort of event hasn't happened in the past, and I begin by thanking Daily Star and its very wise and dynamic and very powerful editor, Mr. Mahfouz Anam, for his leadership in this field. I would also like to congratulate all the recipients of this big award and honorable mentions who are here this evening. They are at the core of the corporate heart of this growing, burgeoning economy that we have in Bangladesh now. I work in the government, as you know very well. We also humbly consider ourselves to some kind of change maker, not some kind of, the change maker. We are led by our chief change maker, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. You are aware what she has done, has been doing for the last 10, 12 years continuously, from bringing changes in this country, vital changes, changes in life and living, changes in thoughts, visions, changes in connectivity, changes in inclusion, changes in expansion, changes in going out to the world. So in every possible way, our Prime Minister and her team, in which I am also a minor player, we consider that we are doing a necessary job of change making in this country. We appreciate your hard labor. We would like to join our hands. We are already with you, of course, but we would like this bond of friendship and collaboration to grow further for our mutual benefit. For you and for us, for everyone, our common interest is our motherland, our country, Bangladesh, which is built on the labors of all of us. Our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina would like to build a better Bangladesh, a better tomorrow, a more equable Bangladesh, a Bangladesh in which people live a decent life, people have access to better living conditions, and we all live in peace and harmony, whatever be our professions and vocation. So in the big task, support from the private sector, very vibrant private sector, which is led by our young people here. I have met some of them here, whom I knew some of them before. It's a matter of great pride. And I think we are doing a fairly good job. But that's not enough. We have to go even further. PSRM, Mr. Ali, I think, was mentioning his or their corporate connectivity with the government of Bangladesh. I can assure you that there are points, I know, where sometimes divergences occur. But at the end of the day, we are with you. And of all the governments that have been in this country for the last 50 years since our glorious independence, to my knowledge, and I've lived fairly long in this country, to my knowledge, no government in the past has been ever closer to the private sector than this one before. But this is not the best. There are still more grounds to go. I assure you, Mr. Ali, I'll do my bit, And I'll carry a message to the levels where more can be done. Having said that, I would like to thank Daily Star and there are other collaborators who organized this great event. And as I said, I feel very highly honored. I would like to once again thank all of you and thank and congratulate the recipients of this very honorable award. I hope they continue in their good work. And in the coming years, together we make the last mile, which still remains to be fulfilled before we reach our destiny. We are an ancient people, but a new country. Both are very important factors. So we'll keep it in mind and we'll proceed onwards. শান্তি পাচ্ছি না দুই চারটি শব্দ বাংলায় না বললে স্বস্তি পাচ্ছি না অস্বস্তি বোধ করি মাঝে মাঝে বিনে স্বদেশী ভাষা মিটে কি মনের আশা আপনাদেরকে সবিনয়ে বলছি আমাদের সরকার গোটা সমাজের সঙ্গে এনগেজ করতে চায় করে বলে আমি বিশ্বাস করি আমাদের প্রধানমন্ত্রী আপনারা তাকে আমার চেয়ে ভালো চেনেন খোঁজ খবর রাখেন তিনি একটি অন্তর্ভুক্তিমূলক সমাজ ব্যবস্থা গড়ে তুলতে চান তার উদ্দেশ্য জীবনের অত্যন্ত কঠিন বিষয়গুলোকে প্রথমে তিনি অগ্রাধিকার দিয়ে মোকাবেলা করতে চান সেগুলো হলো দারিদ্র্য সেগুলো হলো ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচারের অভাব শিক্ষার অভাব এগুলা মেটাবার পরপর তোমার সঙ্গে সঙ্গেই তিনি অন্যান্য বিষয়গুলো যেগুলো নিয়ে আপনারা অবশ্যই চিন্তিত গভর্নেন্সের একটি বিষয় আপনার প্রায়শ বলেন এবং নানা সুন্দর অধিকারের কথাগুলো বলেন আমাদের প্রধানমন্ত্রী এগুলো উচ্চ অগ্রাধিকার দেন আমি যতটুকু জানি আমরা সবাই দিই তবে আমাদের বাজারের তালিকায় এই মুহূর্তে উচ্চে অগ্রাধিকার পেয়েছে আমাদের সাধারণ মানুষের জীবন মান সেখানে আমরা হয়তো একটু বেশি মনোযোগ দিচ্ছি এই জন্য আমাদের শক্তি অধিকে আমরা ব্যয় করছি আমাদের ভুল বুঝার কোনো অবকাশ নেই বলে আমরা বিশ্বাস করি আমরা আপনাদের সঙ্গে একমত বড় ইস্যুগুলোতে মানবাধিকার সকলের অধিকার কথা বলার অধিকার ছাপার অধিকার স্বাধীনতা সকলের জন্য সমান অধিকার সেটার প্রচেষ্টায় আমরা আমাদের পথেও এগোচ্ছি কৌশলে কোনো ব্যবধান নেই বলে আমরা মনে করি আমরা একত্রে খুব শিগগিরই অতি শীঘ্রই আমাদের মোলাকাত হবে এক জায়গায় এবং আমরা একটা চমৎকার সুন্দর বাংলাদেশ গড়ে তুলব যেখানে আমাদের স্বপ্নের বাংলা যার জন্য আমাদের লাখো লাখো আমাদের সন্তানেরা প্রাণ দিয়েছেন রক্ত দিয়েছেন তাদের সম্মানের জন্য আমাদের হাজার বছরের পূর্বপুরুষদের পরাধীনতার গ্লানি মুছার জন্য আমরা এক মুহূর্তে এই সঙ্গে এক মুহূর্তে কাজ করছি সেখানে আপনাদের সঙ্গে কারো সঙ্গে আমাদের প্রধানমন্ত্রী জননেত্রী শেখ হাসিনার কোনো বিভেদ নেই কোনো ব্যবধান নেই আমরা এক পথের যাত্রী এই সুযোগের জন্য আপনাদেরকে ধন্যবাদ কথা বলার সুযোগ দেওয়ার জন্য জনাব মাহফুজ আলমকে পুনরায় ধন্যবাদ Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.
Thanks to our honorable chief guest for Mr. Mahfouz Anam. Would you like to address the audience, please?
Obviously, you're all waiting for the food and seeing me again. You're not too happy. But if you really appreciated the choice of the winners, the choice of the honorable mentions, the real credit goes to our jury board. I would like to mention their names and I would request all of you to give a warm applause. The names are Rupali Chaudhary, Aftabul Islam, Nihat Kabir, Shaheen Anam, and Shudipto Mukherjee. Now, out of all the juriors, we have two of the honorable members present. May I ask them to just come here so that we can all give you a warm applause, please? We are grateful to the whole jury board, and through the two of you, we would like to convey our gratitude to the whole jury board. Would you be so kind as to communicate to them? Please. I request all of you to kindly show our appreciation. Thank you, and we hope to get your collaboration next year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will have the pleasure of announcing dinner, but I have to sort of express a tone of a bit of a, what should I say, যেটাকে বাংলায় বলে একটু ছন্দপতন. I'm delighted that the Honorable Minister is so delighted about being a Josephite, but as a Gregorian, I'm a bit down this evening. There was none from St. Gregory's. I don't know what happened to my school. Anyway, please enjoy your dinner, and thank you again for having joined us. It was wonderful.